Okay, so now we're getting to kind of the interesting part, the tree farms. Well, because they use the blast chamber, but also the zero tech block conveyors, like for moving the blocks through the farm quickly. Yeah, it looks like this farm's working to me. Yeah, that cleared out correctly. I guess we'll have to we'll try the other tree types. I mean, if it works with, well, spruce works, pretty much everything, well, birch and jungle should work, but then there's oak and acacia. And I think that proves that the oak mode works. And then now there's the acacia mode. Yeah, I think that, yeah, I think that's everything working with this farm. So I'm only really doing rather brief tests of these just for the sake of not making this video super long. So I don't know how many of these farms are, and I'm gonna end up having issues I don't know about until later, but guess I'll see if one of these box loaders do what they're supposed to do. And then it does. Oh, and over there we have the log stripper, but I need an axe to use that. Which apparently I don't... Well, I was gonna say I didn't have one, but I had one in my ender chest. It actually seems like that was working. For some reason I thought that wasn't stripping the logs. Oh, looks like some of them don't get stripped, but I guess it looks like for the most part that works. Well, I don't know, maybe I might redesign this so it only pushes when you strip the log, but I have a feeling that would make me require some complicated redstone to pull off. Well, I guess it seems like it works fine for the most part. And now we have the nether tree farm back here. It's the same blast chamber as the tree farm, or the regular tree farm, and the concrete maker. Oh, I just realized, this is a call that's actually taking place on Discord, and I'm only hearing what Rin Elf is saying because I guess they they default to chatting in game, like with via text. Like, I guess they don't use the Discord text chat much. Oh, there went the blast chamber. And this is, the mushroom farm, which is, of course, you need mushrooms to grow the trees, so which is why I have a farm here. I don't see why this wouldn't work. It's pretty straightforward. Oh, and just recently I upgraded the storage system over to this new shulker loader design that it was originally JW actually came up with for my bulk storage room, but I liked it so much I decided to use it in my other farms that use shulker box loading. Well, some of them still have the older one, but that I've been using, but I eventually plan to convert those over to this design. Well, I don't see why, well, if the one at the tree farm worked, why this one wouldn't work. Yeah, it seems like it does work. So yeah, I think that is it for at least the farms that are a part of my base. Oh, I still have plenty of lot of other farms that I have portals to. And I guess we'll just go down this row of portals one by one. So this is my nether base, which currently I have, I think, 3 farms here. Well, first one is my wither skeleton farm, which actually I believe is going to get a lot more use fairly shortly, due to auto crafting, and it could potentially serve a purpose for other for providing my other farms, and due to the recent changes to gold farms, which I guess I'll be saying my opinion about that change as soon as we get to the gold farm. But this is the wither skeleton farm. And it's actually kind of become my new go-to for XP, just because it's pretty fast. Like, look at that. Even with other players on the server too, it's pretty fast. So what my plans are for this farm is I'm gonna basically add the ability for it to auto-craft bones to bone blocks and coal to coal blocks. And I think also putting them into shulker boxes as well. And what my intention is with that is it'll serve as a bone meal farm for pretty much all my other farms that use bone meal, and it'll also serve as a coal farm for as another fuel source for my auto smelting. Which, I mean, it already has the lava bucket farm, but now we can now we can auto craft coal into coal blocks, and then load it into shulker boxes automatically. We can thinking I could actually fuel my smelter with that. And I feel like going back to a stackable fuel item might actually leave me with more flexibility with like how I can actually design my smelter. But basically, this is the storage system, and it's basically uses the same design as and in some of the other farms we've been to. Though the bones have a double have 2 hopper streams going into it, because this farm produces more bones than a single hopper stream can handle. And it's hence why I think this would be an awesome bone farm, though it would probably make way more bone meal than I can use. And down here, I have an AFK-able netherwort farm. Oh, you can tell I'm yet to actually finish, actually finish this area. I believe this is the last unfinished part of my nether base that's left. It's been a while, actually been a while since I've used this farm, so I guess you just gotta go like this, and then basically hold down right click and replant all the netherwort. And then basically you just fill up your inventory slots with items so that any of the netherwort that you don't pick up will get picked up by the item collection system. And then it's basically you just AFK in the spots until this timer over here actually runs through a full cycle. And that allows time for all the netherwort to regrow. And I believe the hopper minecarts are actually running right now, collecting all the netherwort. Well, I didn't know how much netherwort was in that shulker to begin with, but I believe it to be working like it should. I wouldn't say that's a full test, but at least I'm confident that the farm will work. I should probably do a more thorough test later. Yeah, this elevator, some of you really old school Minecrafters might remember. And don't think it works quite as quickly as it used to, but at least it does work. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I guess I fell off when I got to the top. And there we go. Okay, here we have my gold farm. And, this actually wasn't originally my gold farm. This was, actually this was Void's gold farm back on the old server. But at one point they, gave away a lot of their old farms because they're actually busy with, school, like college work. They think they still are today, and they figured why not give away some of their old farms so other players can make use of them. And I believe I put out dibs for their gold farm, and they happily gave it to me. I don't think I have a bow on me, so I just will have to use the trident to jumpstart it. Wait, this is one you can't throw. This is the throwable one. There we go. Okay, so this farm appears to be working for now. And well, if any of you haven't seen the latest Minecraft news, well, it looks like in the next major update, 1.22, Mojang is finally going to drop their bombshell on us. That is nerfing these farms once and for all. Like, and what that's gonna do is basically what that's gonna mean for us is this farm is no longer gonna give XP, but it is still going to function as a gold farm. Though I kind of have a bit of some interesting thoughts about this. Like, there's this part of me that doesn't want this change because of just pretty much throughout my entire history of playing Minecraft, I've just always like admired the like how like I've always like wanted to pretty much like the end game for me as a Minecraft player that like it's like I feel like every Minecraft player that's at least that's serious about the game has their own end game that they strive for. And my end game is basically just my entire Minecraft world like was filled with automation, like everything, every single farm mechanic automated, like a transportation network that's fully automated, and like a storage room fully automated, and like pretty much every aspect of the game that can be automated would be automated, and that includes XP farms, like you don't even have to like click the mouse to like swing your sword to kill the mobs to get XP. You just stand AFK and you just get XP. And it'd be even cooler if we had a way to store XP in vanilla Minecraft. But just kind of like how you can in modded, but who knows if that's ever going to be a thing. But then again, we just got auto crafting, so who knows? Maybe sometime in the future, Mojang might give us something else, give us another mechanic to play with. But then this other part of me that kind of realizes that, well, you know, that there's a wide variety, like the Minecraft player base is like huge and encompasses several different play styles, and everybody and like a lot of people view the game differently. And you know, there's players like me that are all about their farms and their automation and their redstone, and then there's players that don't care for redstone and and farms, and I guess every resource they need, they go out in the world and gather it or mine it. And well, if they need sugarcane, go out on an adventure, collect sugarcane that's in the wild. And if you need wood, go cut down some trees, or if you need wool, go out in the wild and harvest some wool from some sheep. And there's even some players, and I'm sure there's even players that don't even have a home base that play the game in a nomadic play style. and of course make use of the heavy use of their ender chest and shulker boxes, or perhaps like donkeys and or camels, or other means of transporting items around. So really my point is that there's it's like there's so many different play styles in this game, and I realize I acknowledge that not everybody that plays this game is like a redstone sweat. Well, not that I consider myself one, but it's it's like I acknowledge that that Mojang are striving to balance their game and I guess remove certain mechanics that they may see as overpowered, but and I think and when this was first brought to my attention, it did sadden me that they're finally going to be removing this mechanic with gold farms, but it's at least for me on Midgard, it's not going to really, well, the effect of it is that this farm is no longer going to be an XP farm, but I have other XP farms like my Guardian farm. That's been a part of my base basically pretty much since I built it. And then there's my Wither Skeleton farm that I think is actually the fastest XP farm that I have now. And I think actually is fast. I get beats this farm out by a fair margin. So if and I also have a skeleton farm I didn't show you yet. That's another source of bones for me. So this gold farm isn't my only XP farm, and well, if I can't get XP from this farm in the next update, then that's not exactly gonna be the end of the world, but it's, you know, I'll still get to use this as a gold farm and a bartering farm. So it does sadden me to see a mechanic that's been in this game for years get removed. And I used to get butt mad over this, like when the mechanic where you could like the really old obsidian farms that used either redstone and string, like when those got removed, that pissed me off. Though it's not though I personally don't really have a big need for a lot of obsidian, but well, if I was doing a project that needed obsidian, I'd be pissed off by that change. And especially for how long it took for Mojang to give us another way to mine obsidian, to farm obsidian. And well, I mean, there's been yeah, there's also wither chambers, but I've just been too afraid of the liability of building those on a multiplayer server and having the wither break out and can wreak havoc. But so at least took us several updates, but at least a couple years ago we finally got obsidian farming back in the form of that obsidian farm that I showed earlier in this video. But well, I guess to kind of just to wrap up this whole soapbox segment. I am saddened by the gold XP farms going away. Like, well, that use this mechanic, like of aggro pigmen, but I still have other XP farms to use. In fact, an XP farm that's still way faster than this one, and that'll also double as a bone farm and a coal farm that I can use to supply other farms with resources they need. And so it's not the end of the world, but it does sadden me. So, and also my opinion sort of about changes to core game mechanics kind of has also changed. Like, as an autistic person that also has been playing this game for a long time and holds it near and dear to their hearts, I would not appreciate core game mechanics to be changed, but if the change brings good, I am willing to accept that good. Like if the change gives us like say if one farm mechanic is broken, but we get another mechanic that we didn't have before, I'd consider that a decent consolation. Though that doesn't mean I don't care. I wouldn't care if a farm mechanic that's been around for a long time gets broken. Like that, I wouldn't. Well, just being autistic, I wouldn't, and not like not liking change. Well, you know, that would impact me, but it's. I am willing to take change if it means adding more. If it could mean adding more variety to the game, or making other aspects of the game better. I guess really all that's left of this farm to chest would be the bartering farm. But I don't really see how that wouldn't be working in this update. Well, this sorter, I've been using this farm so much that this entire sorter is basically backed up. Like, look at this. And, well, because I've been using it as a way to get gravel and blackstone for my end-based project. Okay, so that's all the nether base covered. And this here is now we're on to the melon and pumpkin farm. And this has been around for a while. And it's pretty much you just turn this lever on, and then the farm will come to life. Gotta love Skade. And this farm's also going to be getting an upgrade. Also this farm and the gold farm actually are going to be in the first in line to receive auto crafting upgrades. And but with this farm in particular, I had a bit of a thought of Maestro is back. So, and Maestro is the one that designed this farm, they did a modification to this farm back when it was on the old server, because of a shulker box loader upgrade that went wrong and led to this farm causing TPS problems on that old server. And, well, Maestro stepped in and they made some changes to the farm in order to basically save it from the fate of being of the farm team basically telling me to tear it down and just build a smaller farm in its place. And that saved this farm from that fate. And it's kind of been, I haven't really made much changes to the farm since, though I did add this. I added this panel, which is for all the lights to indicate the various air states of this farm, like if it runs out of shulker boxes, or if the storage gets full, these lights will come on and the farm will stop running. And it appears to be working. And well, this is just kind of a trading hall I quickly threw together. Well, this was a small trading area I quickly threw together, so as a way for me to trade all the melons and pumpkins this farm produces into emeralds, which is kind of why this farm exists. And well, some of the history behind this farm is it replaced a farm that was probably 4 times the size. or even maybe even 6 times the size. And uh I built it in a area that I was using for like a haste 2 mining. And for probably at least a year and a half or so, that farm was my primary source of emeralds for well, in conjunction with the villagers in Atlantis. That farm was my source of emeralds for well, mostly for restocking the enchanted books I sell in my shop. And but due to that farm being located too close to the spawn of that server, and well, I'm not going to get too much into that story. Well, basically, they were building a new spawn for that server, and they picked an island that happened to be disconcertingly close to my farm. And basically, I ended up having to relocate it and downsize it to the farm to the size this farm is currently. But I'm kind of, I consider myself lucky to still have this farm here. And then that it cheated both the farm team shutting it down and the server transition, and it also made the move to the new server as well. So that farm's definitely a survivor for sure. And down here we have a bamboo farm. Just pretty straightforward. Just a bone meal clock and pistons that harvest the bamboo. Yeah, and as expected, this farm also works as intended. And this is a contraption that is going to be soon going to be obsolete, as it is as I really wanted a way to bulk craft melons into melon blocks from my melon farm, and well, I couldn't wait for the auto crafting up. I couldn't wait for 1.21, so I submitted this. Which is basically you put shulkers of melon slices in here, and they go up this minecart track and into there, where they get dispensed. Basically, the shulkers get broken and the items spill out, and then they go down that water stream and into me, and then I just auto craft them and drop them. Or well, I craft them and then I drop them in that chest. Well, I guess it's semi-auto crafting, but you know. But with the auto crafter block, this is going to be made redundant. As soon as I get my my melon and pumpkin farm upgraded. Oh, and this is and then this is another one of my old farms that's been around a long time. In fact, I think this is the last farm that I brought over from the old server that I didn't do any changes to since then. This is how it originally was. And yeah, it doesn't even have shulker box loading. It's just bog standard chest storage. But maybe with this update, I might give this a bit of a facelift and maybe add maybe well, now that I think about it, I might want to incorporate a sugarcane farm into my creeper farm if the farm team will allow me to. But I guess we'll find out. But if not, I still have that sugarcane farm. Oh, and here's my creeper farm. And it originally was this originally was my mob farm, but I converted it to a creeper only farm because I pretty much never use rotten flesh, and I pretty much only use gunpowder and bones, and I discovered that I discovered two skeleton spawners next to each other under one of Void's mushroom islands. And so I converted that into a skeleton farm, and then I also have my wither skeleton farm that's also doubles as a bone farm. So I kind of don't need bones from this farm. And pretty much how it spawns creepers only is it's pretty much everything, like all the layers of the farm have these trapdoors in the ceiling, which I guess blocks the hitbox of zombies and skeletons, but not creepers. And these glass pillars prevent spiders from spawning. So really you only get creepers spawning in here. And and also the community mob farm uses the same design. Only it has two of them. One of them a creeper only farm and one a general mob farm. Oh, there's some creepers up there. Doesn't seem to spawn a whole lot, but I'm guessing because the design of this mob spawner kind of forces the spawning algorithm to make a choice, like to think, and I guess kind of limits how many mobs can spawn in this thing, but it still seems to have decent rates. And I kind of just use the same storage system I used in my concrete maker in this farm because thought I was gonna need oodles of storage for gunpowder, but like I think even an overnight AFK session I think only is enough to fill I think only enough for like maybe 7 or 8 shulker boxes of gunpowder. So it's kind of a huge overkill. I don't know, I might replace this with a different design, but this seems to work. It's fine. Oh, and this was left over from when this was a mob farm. I just put one module of my sorter design from my storage room as a miscellaneous the miscellaneous items of this farm. Like it's like for the witch loot, and I guess the rest of this was rotten flesh and bones. Oh, and this is my ice farm, which is also an AFK-able design where you can it's basically you just stand on this pressure plate and then you can AFK harvest ice. Though it is rather slow. So like so it's I think like I don't think it even makes like a full stack of blue ice per hour. Though I guess I don't really remember the exact rates of this farm, but I knew I knew it was, I think there's something like maybe a double chest of ice an hour. Or maybe like maybe 3/4 of a double chest per hour. But I'm not actually building my ice boat roads that often, so this farm kind of has been doing just fine for me, but I do actually have a better design, like a faster ice farm design like planned out, but I just haven't really gotten around to submitting it because A, I haven't really been needing a faster ice farm, and B, it's a rather finicky design that uses flying machines that might be prone to breaking. And I'm not looking, and then I don't know if having a farm that breaks if not used correctly might maybe worth it for faster rates, but I guess maybe one day I'll just submit it and I might, or who knows, maybe I won't get rid of this farm. I'll just keep this farm as a backup in case that farm has problems. Yeah, it seems like this farm's also working. Yeah, this is really a rather old design. I think it was. think it was created in 1.13, and it originally was just one of these sections, like over there, and I just I figured out how to double the size of it so to get faster rates, but it's but it turns out I didn't make it fast enough to actually keep up with the ice growing back. So one of the farm team members fixed it for me. And there's no portal in this spot, but and here is my witch farm and auto brewer. So I vaguely remember this auto brewer having a flaw where for certain potions it doesn't dispense the items in the right order. And so some potions may not brew correctly. And I've been meaning to fix that, but this farm has kind of been on the back burner for quite a while. Oh yeah, I have splash and duration selected. Oh, and there's three different ways you can actually use this. You can use this farm. Like you can either do single brew, which is just one set of 3 potions, or you can or this lever just basically makes the farm run continuously until it runs out of ingredients. Or then there's this, where you can actually select what size batch of potions you want. Which basically is you can go from 3 all the way up to a full shulker. So I guess we'll test this. Oh, and I don't know if you're able to hear, but I also included some note block sounds that actually go off to indicate when you start when you initiate the brew and when it's over. Oh, and also there's another brewing stand up here that is dedicated for awkward potions. And it's like whenever just when it brews another batch as soon as this gets started. And also this design predates the blaze powder being required as fuel for brewing stands, so I think I had to shoehorn an additional chest into like each of the brewing stand locations, so this farm actually can be used in the later versions or in modern versions of the game. Oh, and it seems like... Yeah, it seems like the shulker box loader also doesn't entirely work right. And I think this is why I went away from this design, because sometimes the shulker box doesn't get picked up. And well, this is just access to refill the water bottles and the nether wart. And the ingredients. And this is access to the redstone. Yeah, which is pretty, it's actually a little bit involved. So a lot of that over there is the, indicators for each of the ingredients. And everything down here is to do with dispensing ingredients, and really the rest of the logic is for the brewing is over here. And also, also everything to do with that batch selector is over here. I think I even made use of an analog redstone memory cell in order to make that function work. Like, so it's like you can, so if you select like 9 potions, it'll start out at like 3 different brewing cycles that it has to do, and then it counts down until that goes to 0. And then that's how it knows how many cycles to brew. And that's a shulker box loader, and I think that's one of the note block chimes. I think there's another, there's more note blocks up there. And I believe the reason I submitted this auto brewer is that Void submitted one, and Void's auto brewer is basically the same design as this one, only it doesn't have the extra lamps for only it doesn't have like some of the bells and whistles that I added, like the extra lamps for the ingredients, and it doesn't have this batch size function, and I think it doesn't have the shulker box loading and the note block chimes. But other than that, it's the same design as this one. And this witch farm, well, I was a little bit disappointed by it because the rates seem rather pitiful. Yeah, like I think it's on right now. Yeah, I'm standing here and it still hasn't been a witch yet. Though, from my understanding, this has more to do with game mechanics than anything else, and I've heard it's due to the world size increasing, like the world height, both upwards and downwards from where it was before, and pretty much what to do with like how the spawning mechanics work, and how just due to this being higher up in the world, it's just the spawning algorithm, this doesn't get like priorities like in the spawning algorithm, and thus so that you don't get good rates with these farms. And I heard there's supposed to be a fix, but that never was as implemented. But well, and then this update, I think it was in this update, we supposedly got set to where witch farms drop more redstone, witches drop more redstone. Which seems like an interesting, which seems like a decent consolation at least. What shenanigans are they up to now? Yeah, this farm at least somewhat works. Like, you get some witches, but it seems like none are coming out. Yeah, I don't know. Although over here is a kind of a farm I very rarely even go to, and that this is a slime farm that I made. It's actually using a mechanic with those mushrooms in there, and basically that prevents any other mobs from spawning except slimes, and there's an iron golem inside there that lures them to the center. And then they just get killed, and that minecart picks up the slime balls. So I thought this farm was just broken, but it turns out I built that AFK platform too high, and seems like this is the correct height to AFK. Because it turns out that the despawn radius is lower than on this server than default. So if I'm gonna be building farms that use the despawn radius, I'm gonna have to do them differently than you would normally do in vanilla. Which is annoying, but I guess it is how it is. So that slime farm seems to actually be rather It seems to be rather like the rates are just seem to be crazy. I guess we'll just go to my lobby and then come back to my portal room. Oh, and you almost forgot about this farm. This was my my ink sac and glowing sac farm. And really the only reason it's in such an unfinished state is, I guess I just built this and I never got around to finishing it. It's like, it just seems like whenever I want to build a farm, I submit the farm, gets approved, and then I build it, and once it's in a functional state, I guess I just forget about actually the cosmetic side of the build, and I just kind of just use it in the state. And this is just kind of yet another unfinished project on my long list of unfinished projects that I eventually have to get to. And, well, this is what the spawning chambers look like. It's just this checkerboard pattern of water and glass. At least I think there's glass there. Yeah. That's basically the squids spawn in that, and they think they swim a little bit, and then as soon as they leave the water, they fall. And the squid spawning chamber, that's like, so this is for the glow squid, and there's a glow squid right there. And this is just water that's just kind of on a clock that just goes, it flushes and then it retracts it. Oh, and this is the squid spawning chamber. It's just really the only difference is one is open to sunlight and the other is not. So honestly, the rates of this farm kind of are crazy. It's like the farm really isn't that big, and yet it like you get like a couple shulker boxes per hour. And that's the sorter in the storage room, which I've already shown. And pretty much all of these portals are just resource biomes, so with the exception of the skeleton farm here. And this is that skeleton farm I talked about that had the dual spawners, and they're right there. And I found this largely by mistake. Well, also Void, like, already knew that there were several spawners under this island. And I think I took a light matic of the island, specifically to find out where those spawners were, so that I could design a farm around them. But this was before Void wanted the island back. Though I mistakenly discovered that these skeleton spawners were below the island, like in the deep slate zone that generates like if you load a pre 1.18 world in 1.18 in 1.18, and it generates the deep slate terrain below the existing terrain, like these double spawners appeared under that island that already had a bunch of spawners under it, which is this. The chances of that are just like crazy. And really, this is kind of your standard skeleton XP farm otherwise. Though I believe JW actually found out a way to add in, so there's a mode where this also makes strays, which actually is kind of interesting. I guess they should fall down any second. And really the main difference is between at least loot-wise, is that they also drop, I think it's slowness, arrows. Yeah. Other than that, this is actually using the older shulker loader design, and I think one of these is for the bones. and the others for the arrows. Though I mostly use that farm for bones. Oh, and since we're back in this portal room, I guess we can test my floor. And there's really no reason why this wouldn't work, but there it is in action. There's also my fireworks going off as well. And well, I guess that is it for this tour, this tour video. Well, I mean, I have other areas too, but those don't have farms in them, and kind of, you know, seeing if all my farms would still work or not was really the whole point of this video. And it seems like other than just some farms that were neglected or just underutilized, it seems like all my farms are in tip-top shape, which is good. And really the only farms I was really concerned would be broken would be the blast chamber farms, because of the mechanics that they use. But those all work, and everything else works. So, kind of happy to report all my farms, well, with the exception of a few that are still kind of in need for some maintenance, but that has nothing to do with this update. All work fine. So I might be, I don't know, I might be splitting this into 2 different videos, but just because I don't know how long this video would end up being. But, well, for those of you who kind of stuck along for the ride, thank you all for watching. And if you liked what you saw, and this has been me, Dusty Circuit, here with another video on Midgard, and I'll kind of showing you around my farms, kind of taking you along the ride as far as me testing all my farms, see if they still work in the updates. And if you liked what you saw, remember to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to see more of my videos, be sure to hit the bell for notifications. Peace out. Bye.